The authorities handled that in the street this coming weekend. Back to you.
All right, Dana, thank you. Bill?
Now from Baghdad, Edie, U.S. troops in Iraq, do we need to send more, keep the status quo, or start planning for withdrawal? John McCain flat out bullish on the idea of more troops. He wants 100,000 more inserted into Iraq immediately. But what will the White House decide? Tammy Bruce, syndicated radio host and Fox News political analyst here, and P.J. Crowley is a former special assistant to the president for national security affairs. Welcome both. Tammy, if you're laying money now in January, what does the president decide?
Well, you know, obviously the stories have been that he's not giving anyone any hints about what he's going to do, but I think that in this age, and I haven't been an advocate of sending more troops in, it's a matter of using the troops that we have there more efficiently and smartly. The reality is that more troops, you don't need 100,000 troops to kill Muqtada al-Sadr. Any more than we need 100,000 troops to hunt down bin Laden, which we don't. You have specialized teams of squads that go in and deal with the enemy properly and deal with these leaders. And I think that for the matter of when it comes to the number of troops, 100,000, that's ridiculous. And even when you consider the stories today about just our military wanting more troops in general, we've got 75,000 troops sitting in Germany to protect Europe from the Soviet Union, which doesn't exist anymore. What about redeploying the troops that we have around the world now?
So you're on record as not wanting more troops. PJ, in that category, is 100,000 troops the answer to winning Iraq, to winning Baghdad anyway?
Well, it may be an answer, but it's going to be 100,000 more Iraqi troops, not 100,000 more American troops. The reality is that we don't have them. We do not have the number of troops when you consider the volume of troops in Iraq right now and the volume of troops in Afghanistan. Actually, if we were going to consider adding troops to a war, you would do so in Afghanistan, not in Iraq. Now, we could do something very temporary for a matter of a few weeks where you bring reinforcements in early, you hold the troops in Iraq a little bit longer for a specific short-term objective, but in terms of long-term, for strategic interests and also political interests, we're talking about removing troops, not adding troops.
And Tammy, there's a school of thought out there that says if you can stabilize Baghdad for a while, then you get the political parties to come together, coalesce around one idea for how to move Iraq forward. PJ points out that, okay, you go in there for a few months and you stabilize the situation, but what happens after that 4, 5, 6 month period if you're even able to get that done?
Yeah, what you've got is, frankly, a proxy war being fought by Iran. So I don't know who exactly it is they're talking about having come together. You also have essentially a cold civil war that's been going on for 1,500 years between the Sunni and the Shiites. So this is a very odd way to look at things. I believe Condoleezza Rice is a failure when it comes to the state of the situation in the world. I've been a big supporter of President Bush, but Americans now, including myself, are concerned about the fact that there is seemingly no willingness to engage the real enemy. In this instance, it's Iran.
And 15 seconds left here, PJ. What do you believe the Iraqi capability is today? Even if you go into Baghdad and stabilize it, eventually you have to hand it over to the Iraqis, don't you?
It's very problematic. The military training has been better than it was a couple of years ago. It's still going to be a long-term proposition, but really the key is not a lack of U.S. military effort. It's the absence of an effective military political process in Iraq, as well as regional support. You've got countries that are meddling there. You need to turn that around and have countries that are actually supporting the current situation.
Trip to the Pentagon today, about an hour and 30 minutes away, so we'll see it when the president goes there. Tammy, thank you. PJ,
thank
you
you
as well. Thanks.
Okay, Bill.
Well,